Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakatash, and Dapper honors to the Apostle GMS, and to the bishops, the elders, and all the sincere brethren that are living in the truth that goes world, and to all the sincere brethren and sisters that listen to the truth. And I pray this may be another edifying lesson to the flocks, and with the Most High, I want to this message let be heard. And before I begin the lesson, I'll introduce the true name of the Father, which is Yahweh, and the names mean He exists. And the true name of the Son is Yahushua Mashiach, which means the Redeemer or the Deliverer, and He's only coming to redeem His people, which is the nation of Israel. In today's age, we would identify them as the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans, which scatter in all four corners of the world, and looks like they're the nations and also practice the custom of their nations. And with that, that'll be it for the introduction of the lesson. So, title of the lesson is basically Mark chapter 9, and today's gonna be part 2. And a recap of yesterday is basically Yahushua take of the three disciples, Peter, John, and James, and took them to the high mountain, and there he was transfigured, and where the other disciples saw Moses and Elijah, and they were terrified when they saw that, and when Peter said they should definitely stay up there and create like a tabernacle for Moses in a tabernacle for Elijah, and they heard like a voice, great voice that came from the cloud, which is a chariot, say, "This is my beloved son, Yahushua." So listen to him. So that's the first recap of the first part. And also Yahushua talk about what was it again? Basically Elijah must return first. Basically Elijah is going to be the first step, and then Yahushua going to be coming to basically to redeem the nation of Israel. So I believe yesterday I stopped at 13. So today let's read 14. Yahushua heals a demon-possessed boy. When they returned to the other disciples, they saw a large crowd surrounding them, and some teachers of religious law were arguing with them. So basically, when they go back down, they saw the rest of the disciples, and they saw a lot. So when they returned to the other disciples, so basically when they get off the mountain and return back to the disciples, they saw a large crowd surround them, like a big multitude of people. And some teachers of religious law and also some scribes were arguing with them. So basically, they were questioning them. When the crowd saw Yahushua, they were overwhelmed with awe, and they ran to greet him. So basically, when the crowd saw Yahushua, they were amazed, and they quickly ran to meet him. Basically, what is all this arguing about? Yahushua asked. So basically, Yahushua asked those scribes, "What is it? What's all those questionings?" One of the men in the crowd spoke up and said, "Teacher, I brought my son so you could heal him. He is possessed by an evil spirit that won't let him talk." So basically, one of the men came forward and told Yahushua, "Look, I brought my son so you can, so you can heal him. He's possessed by an evil spirit, basically, and that spirit won't let him talk, which he's unable to talk. So basically, he has like a demon that's caused him to be mute." And whenever the spirit sees him, it throws him violently to the ground. Then he foams at the mouth and grind his teeth and becomes rigid. So basically, when the spirit get on that young man, he brutalizing him. Basically, he hurt him so bad to the point that he's also foaming in his mouth. So for those of us who work in a psych hospital, like I used to work on a psych hospital, there's people, man, Esau say those people are psychotic, but when reality they possessed, like they're running, bash their head on the wall, or stab themselves, stuff like that. Those are people that have demonic demons on them, and Esau will give them a pill to calm them down. So I asked your disciples to cast out the evil spirit, but they couldn't do it. So basically, that man asked the disciples to cast out the demon basically, but they couldn't do it. Verse 19, Yahushua said to them, "You faithless people, how long must I be with you?" So basically, Yahushua told them, like, "You guys are faithless. How long must I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring the boy to me. He said, how much longer do I have to deal with you guys? Bring the boy over. So they brought the boy. So they brought the boy. But when the evil spirit saw Yahushua, he threw the child into a violent convulsion and he fell to the ground. So basically, they brought the boy over. But when the spirit saw Yahushua, he threw the boy like into a violent convulsion and he fell to the ground. Writhing and foaming at the mouth. So basically, he was basically foaming. How long has this happened? Has this been happening? Yahushua asked the boy's father. So that the Yahushua asked the fathers how long had this thing been going on? Since he was a little boy. The guy says since he's been a boy. The spirit often throws him into the fire or into water, trying to kill him. Have mercy. Oh, so like have mercy on us and help us if you can. So basically, the father said the spirit often throws him into the fire or into water, trying to kill him. And he said, have mercy on us and help us if you can. So I think I'm just gonna stop here for today. And Lord willing, that was another Edifying Lessons to the Flock. Say whatever you want to do this message, let be heard. And with that, I can say, Shalom.